Hello, welcome. So right now, in this very moment, I am feeling anxiety. Not particularly about this, but just anxiety with life. And I'm going to go into a few things. And I was thinking about how I had programmed and scheduled this live for today. So I should work on, hello, thanks for coming. I should work on this anxiety and feel it and heal it and tend to myself before I do the live. And then I thought, well, why don't I just do it here with you guys and you can see what I do to comfort myself and to heal it and the thoughts that I think and actually the things that I do when this happens. So welcome. If you don't know me, I am Jeannie Cohen. I am a stress and mind-body coach helping with chronic pain here in Los Angeles. Okay, so right now, in this moment, I have anxiety. I feel it in my stomach. It's kind of this swirly feeling. So this is kind of going to be a masterclass on emotions, or actually, obviously anxiety to be more specific. And it's things that I share with my clients when they're in my program. And this is going to be really, hey, Chris, great to have you. This is going to be, Chris, I was supposed to go where I wanted to go to the gym today, but it's not going to happen. This is going to be really helpful. So grab a notebook and you're going to get some tools and coaching that's going to help you, like real stuff, not just like mumbo jumbo. Oh, just be positive. You're fine. Take some deep breaths. So here we go. So the first thing I want you to do when you are noticing you have anxiety is get into your body. Hi, Maria. Great timing. We just started. Is to notice hey, Efhad. Thank you. I think you're a new follower. Is notice where you have the anxiety in your body. So for me, I always have it in my stomach. Now you might have it in your chest. And it really is helpful to name it to tame it. Oh, this is anxiety, okay? So I literally can feel it right now because I told you guys I have anxiety right now. So it's in my stomach. Okay, so I'm just going to take a breath. This is anxiety. All right, now my overthinking brain wants to analyze and figure out, hi, Anthony, and figure out, like, why is it here? And what did I do? And blah, blah, and how do I get rid of it, okay? And here's the change. Here's a difference. Anxiety's here to be felt. Thanks, Chris. I will. Anxiety's here for the presence. Okay, of course, like we know in our society and, America and all over the world, like take a pill or do something. And a lot of times, this is where we want to numb and distract. We go straight to the kitchen. We go straight to Instagram. We go to Amazon to purchase things because hi, Anthony, thanks. Yeah, we do things to distract and numb because this anxiety, you might have it in your chest. Some people feel in their throat or their head is just, let's be honest, it's uncomfortable. Okay, so I want to encourage you to resist the temptation to numb and think about what your numb of choice is. Is it going to Netflix? Hi, Lindsay. Is it drinking, vaping? What is it? It could just be something, and good things too, right? I mean, working out is great, but at some point, I'm here to tell you as a mind-body coach, we need to feel this anxiety. So anxiety is like a beach ball, okay? You try to push it underwater and it pops back up. You push it underwater. So we don't want to push it down or just ignore it. That's what we're used to, I'm sure. We want to give it presence and just notice in the body and allow. Okay, my clients know we talk a lot about allowing all of our emotions, allowing the sensations, the pain, all of it. Why? Someone asked me why, a client on a call, why are we doing this? What's the point of somatic tracking? The point is to bring safety to your brain. When you sit and feel anxiety, like I have been doing these last few minutes, it tells your brain it's safe because old Jeannie, before I knew about this, about mind-body, anxiety, and I believe, and a lot of us in this space, anxiety is a mind-body symptom, no different. It's here to protect you from negative emotions. It's here to distract you, right, from something else because, I'm thinking about the anxiety. Okay, so let's realize that. Hi, Diane Magic, or hi, great to see you. Okay, so the anxiety is here. Jamie, hello, is here to be felt. Okay, I want to analyze. I want to figure it out. How do I get rid of it? No, come back into the body. Okay, we're here to feel it. So when I'm with clients, I'll have them close their eyes. tell me about this sensation. So I'll give you some examples. So right now it kind of feels a little wavy. So you can ask yourself, does it move? Okay, is it static, just like 20 pounds of bricks? Is it kind of at the surface, close to your skin? Is it deeper? And what can you say to yourself? Like, this is anxiety. This is okay. This is temporary. This will pass. Okay, and you can be curious about why it's there. So for me, I do know I was having a little bit of uncertainty with work. And then I do think the anxiety is there because I do have some grief that I'm dealing with. I haven't been very much involved on Instagram lately or social media. I'm just dealing with some personal things and a family member that is very sick. So it's been more than, I wouldn't say stressful, but there's a lot of emotions, right? And so again, anxiety or any mind-body symptom is here to protect you from these really, they're not negative, but for lack of a better word, these really hard to process and feel emotions. Okay, so how we're doing so far. I know a lot of you are here live. Let me know if you have any questions. So just be curious. This is anxiety. I've been feeling this a lot, not focusing on what to do, what to change, why, analyze. I shouldn't be anxious. It's not anxiety about doing this live. Actually, I'm really excited about it. It's, like I said, anxiety from other things. And we don't have to force, like, what is underneath the anxiety? What is it? Just be curious. Okay? Yeah, Lindsay, you're right. It's always hard to stay with it. You're right. So if it's, particularly really, really, really strong, then just touch it, 30 seconds, 10 seconds, and then come back. You don't have to stay with it for 10 minutes. Yeah, she's right. It's hard to stay with it. So I tell my, 10 seconds, 20 seconds. This is why working with a coach too, who can stay with you, or a therapist, and be that safe container for you. Okay, the whole TMS recovery mind body is all about being more comfortable with the discomfort, whether that's anxiety, emotions, or pain. That's what it is. And it gets less scary. So it is a practice. The first time you do it, it's like, what? Really, feel the anxiety? Why the heck would I ever do that? That just seemed ludicrous to me. And that actually is the way out. So let's just sit together. If you're here because you are also experiencing anxiety, notice in your body where you have it, and can you kind of sit with it and allow it without resistance. So if your brain is constantly like, oh, I don't like this. It's uncomfortable. I have anxiety. Shit, what do I do? For these 30 seconds or 2 minutes, can you just be? I'm like, oh, this is mind body. My body, hi Christina, is speaking, right? Everything is mind body. So all these thoughts that I had yesterday or this morning, or the fear that I have, it's showing up in my body. And sometimes if you're an empath or highly sensitive like me, sometimes we're getting pinged by other people, right? So I was just in an airport this weekend. Sometimes I can absorb other people's energy or the dysregulated nervous system. So just know that too. You're like, why do I feel anxious? And then you look around and it's your partner, right? Or you're in a space with a lot of dysregulated nervous systems. Okay? So a lot of times too, this anxiety, because it's really about like the future or unknown or uncertainty, right? There's this beautiful like connection that we can have with ourselves when we truly believe, or we start to understand that, control is an illusion. That's kind of the magic of life too, is not knowing how everything's going to unfold. They always say, if your life was a book and you've already read your book 5 times, or sometimes we like a book we've read, right? Because it's comforting. But that brings the excitement and the joy and the mystery of life. Same thing with a new book or a movie. There's that novelty of it. So knowing that we're going to be able to handle whatever comes up, and you might not even know how or what to do now, but you're not in that position yet. Trusting yourself to figure it out. We don't need to know the outcome or how we would respond to everything right now. But the antidote, a huge part of this, is that belief that you're going to figure it out. You're going to ask for help. You're going to pay for help. Or maybe you'll do things all on your own, but you'll look on YouTube. You'll read a book, whatever it is. And again, we're not expected to know everything all the time. And we are going to make mistakes. And it's giving ourselves that grace. So would you believe that anxiety actually isn't dangerous? The anxiety that we feel in our body, no one's ever died from butterflies in their stomach, right? Now, what's really, really dangerous, think about this too. If you go to an ER, the emergency room at the hospital, and you think it's a heart attack or a stroke, yeah, they're going to make sure. They're going to give you an EKG and, check all your vitals, maybe make sure you didn't have a stroke. But when everything's been checked out and you're fine, they send you home, right? You've heard, it was just a panic attack or anxiety attack. Okay, not to minimize, because I know I've had it. It's not, easy. It's so scary. But what is super dangerous, and this blew my mind too, and I hope this is going to be really helpful, it's the mind. That's really dangerous. Oh no, I can't breathe. Oh my God, I'm going to die. Oh my God. That's super dangerous. That could lead to, a stroke or heart attack, something really detrimental, because we're in this panic and we are so mind-body, right? The mind and the body. If you say to your brain and your subconscious all the time, I'm going to die, then your body's going to react. It's not going to be able to, I can't breathe. Your mind's like, oh, body's like, okay, we can't breathe. So what's best is really this embodiment, getting into your body. And if that's hard, that's what I help clients with. I help people get into their body. That's where your safety is. And it's hard to get into your body when you've been dealing with chronic pain and TMS for a long time, or you've been so stressed out and you don't have time. Sometimes we stay so busy because we don't want to be in our bodies. Makes so much sense. In our society, it's so easy to be distracted and kept busy. A lot of us, our productivity is so important because that's how we prove to ourselves that we're worthy. I talk about this a lot, hustling for our worthiness, which is just a myth, right? We are already worthy. So I can check in, which I am doing, to my stomach, and I notice it's less, okay? And that's what happens when I work with clients. When we change the danger about anxiety and see it for what it is. It's a mind-body symptom. It's here to protect us. You don't have to know exactly, but we can be curious. And this is an invitation for me too to do the deeper emotional work, which I do know I need to feel more of the sadness and the grief. And I'm sure there's anger. There's a lot. And I am, and I do. It's an ongoing process, especially with grief. So again, I want to check in and see if you have any questions. Dropping into the body, embodiment can take time for sure. It doesn't even really make sense when I started doing this. I remember an old therapist used to tell me, hi, Catherine. Old therapist used to tell me, Jeannie, you're in your head, get out of your head. It's like, well, how? I don't even know. It doesn't really even make sense because at that point I wasn't a coach, so I don't talk to other people. I don't know how other people's brains, but I have a lot of activity in my brain, and I really understand, because that's me. If you're an overthinker too, I got it. I understand. If you kind of have that ADHD brain, which I think we're all somewhere on the spectrum there. So overthinking, my loves, is underfeeling. It's underfeeling. So if you're overthinking and overworrying and overanalyzing and all the overs, the cure is to come back in your body and feel the things that are difficult and hard and are uncomfortable. And this is a muscle. Hi, Jane. So great to have you. We're talking about anxiety and working on this in real time. Yeah, and anxiety is so interwoven into the fabric of TMS because there's fear, there's anxiety. Fear is kind of in the present moment. Like, oh, I see a snake. Fear. But the anxiety is the anticipation of the snake. Like, oh my gosh, on this hike. Rudy's here. Hey, Rudy. On this hike, I might see a snake. Okay, so fear is like in the moment, if there is danger. And anxiety, as we know, is often a false alarm. Right? The TMS is a false alarm. The symptoms, there's danger, there's danger. So we need to bring safety, and a great way is the present moment. You hear me say this all the time. My clients know the present moment is so safe. That's why I'm obsessed with doing breath work and breath. That's my favorite. You might know, I know Jane knows, we don't love breath, journal speak like at all. Journal speak I've only done a few times, and I never used it for my recovery, but breath brought a lot of safety. And when you do breath work the way I teach it, you can actually move stuck emotions. Intuitive therapeutic coaching. Thanks for coming. So if you're new here, I do have some free resources for you. I have my 24-hour stress detox, which just put detox here or DM me and I'll send that to you. It's also in my bio. And if you also maybe aren't a huge fan of the journal speak and like, let me try this breath thing, the breath work I teach, like I said, the present moment is so safe. Presence, feeling more connected, your intuition. Breath work turns off the ego a bit, or actually a lot, not even just a bit. And also this conscious connected breath, that breath work that I do, it really facilitates a release in a really healthy manner. And you hear all the time, you got to feel your emotions, feel. Sarno, obsessed with you feeling your repressed emotions. And you're like, how do I do it? Well, this is one way. This is a beautiful, beautiful way that you don't have to write about it or talk about it. If that's your jam, that's totally cool. I have clients who like journal speak and love it, and I totally support them. But it's about doing and using the tool that works best for you. And anxiety, like a couple last things I'll say, it's like the thought of doing something when I was starting with my business, Instagram lives or going live was so anxiety provoking. Oh my gosh. And action, right? If I think about it for 5 days, it's like super scary. And of course it'll be scary to do it, but that action really helps dissolve. It's like when we take action, it helps with the anxiety because now you're just not thinking and overthinking and worrying. And there could be things that are deeper too about perfectionism. I can't do this because I'll make a small mistake or a big mistake or it's not perfect. So those are things I invite you to be curious about as well. So again, checking in with myself. Yeah, I feel it, but the thoughts about it aren't scary anymore. Rachel's here. Hi, Rachel. I am talking about anxiety. Hi, Keat. And I started this live by sharing that I was feeling or am feeling anxiety like right in this moment. And these are the things that I share with my clients and help them with. And of course, I do myself. So again, being in the body, when you have anxiety, it's like, what? I don't want to do that. How do you do that? So hope this was helpful. If you're just joining on right now, definitely watch the replay. If anyone is here that has any questions about anxiety, understanding it's here to protect you. The only way out is through, which means feeling it. Okay, little by little, you'll get better. It gets easier. It's not as scary. Let me know if you have any questions at all. Like I said, I've got some free resources. I have the 24-hour stress detox. I have my breathwork free mini session. B. Cameron, hi, I'm just finishing up, but I'm going to be posting this live. And Joe's here. Hi, Joe. I'll be posting this live in case you are coming in late. And I do have coaching spots available right now. Last month, also why I wasn't, on here very much, I just onboarded a lot of, I was completely full in September. What are we? This is September. I was completely full in August. And right now in September, I think I have like one spot for September. But I will have a few openings in October. So if you're interested in working with me, grab a call now so that we can get all the paperwork done. And if it's a fit, you could be ready to go for October if maybe September isn't the right time for you. Sending you so much love. It really is the shift of how we think about anxiety. It's just so important because the fear of anxiety creates more anxiety and the avoidance of anxiety creates more anxiety. Who freaking knew? Hater dater, hi. Who knew that avoiding it creates more? Who knew that the fear of anxiety brings more? So when you lessen the fear, right, you're not avoiding it. The only way out is through. Okay, I definitely recommend watch this a few times because there's a lot in here. And when I heard some of these things, whoa, my mind was blown. So I hope it was supportive for you. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.